Welcome to The Darkness Within Us, the book where romance takes a backseat and raw ambition jumps into the driver's seat with no brakes. Our new leading lady is Chrysantha Stathos. Yes, Alessandra's older sister, but unlike her murderous little sibling, Chrysantha prefers her power schemes polished, precise, and publicly acceptable. She's survived court life without killing anyone. Impressive, honestly. Before we continue with the story, making our videos takes plenty of caffeine, chaos, and too many snacks, but we love every moment of it. If you enjoy our unhinged humor and dramatic recaps, please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us keep creating more ridiculous, story-driven chaos and tells YouTube we exist. Stick around, join the madness, and help this little corner of the internet grow. Now, back to the story. After the events of the Shadows Between Us, the kingdom is adjusting to having a new ruling couple, and Chrysantha is doing what she does best, maintaining her perfect image while secretly plotting her rise in society. While Alessandra is busy ruling beside the Shadow King, Chrysantha decides she's absolutely not living her life in her sister's shadow. No thank you. This girl wants power, the elegant, socially approved kind, and nothing will stop her from securing it. Enter Eryx Demos, the handsome foreign noble with startling ambition, a mysterious past, and the charm of a man who's used to getting exactly what he wants. He arrives at court as part of a political delegation, supposedly there for diplomacy, but anyone with functioning eyes can see he's scouting the kingdom for opportunity. Chrysantha recognizes a fellow shark instantly, refined smile, sharp mind, and morally flexible soul included. Romantic? Eventually. Dangerous? Definitely. The two circle each other at balls, dinners, and political gatherings, exchanging compliments laced with threats and flirtation dipped in poison. Chrysantha wants information, Eryx wants influence, and the rest of the court really just wants to survive with their dignity intact. Good luck to them. Meanwhile, tensions rise as an anti-monarchy faction begins stirring resentment in the shadows. Whispers of rebellion weave through the halls, merchants are angry over new regulations, and nobles are complaining because, well, nobles complain as naturally as they breathe. Chrysantha notices the growing instability and immediately begins analyzing how she can leverage it for her own gain. Not in a villainous way, just in a highly competitive political strategist with no chill way. As threats against the ruling family increase, the king and queen double their security. But Chrysantha? She's not afraid. She's intrigued. Every assassination attempt, every political slip, every secret letter is one more opportunity to climb a step higher. And Eryx? He notices the man is practically taking notes. By the end of this part, the stage is perfectly set, a kingdom balancing on uncertainty. A political arena full of sharks, and Chrysantha smiling sweetly in the center, ready to play the long game. Because, unlike Alessandra, who sliced her way to the top, Chrysantha plans to charm, outwit, and outmaneuver everyone. And honestly, that might be even deadlier. As the court begins to hum with tension, one thing becomes painfully clear. Eryx did not travel across the world for tea and polite smiles. The man has an agenda as sharp as a dagger, wrapped neatly behind courtly manners and a smile that could probably start a war. Chrysantha, who can spot ambition from a mile away, clocks him instantly, but instead of distancing herself like any sane noblewoman, she leans in. Hard. Eryx is charming, yes, but it's the dangerous kind of charm, the I have secrets and you will want all of them variety. The more Chrysantha watches him, the more she realizes he's not simply a foreign noble. He's a political operator, one who knows exactly how to use influence, wealth, and subtle threats. Every conversation with him feels like a duel fought with compliments instead of blades. Meanwhile, in the kingdom itself, things are steadily getting worse. The rebellion that once felt like harmless whispers has grown bold enough to make demands. Protests flare in the capital. Merchants accuse the monarchy of overreach. Nobles mutter about the loss of traditional power. Essentially, it's a perfect storm. Unrest is rising, loyalties are shifting, and absolutely everyone seems to be plotting something. Which means, naturally, Chrysantha gets involved. She's not interested in overthrowing the king and queen. She's practical, not suicidal. But she is interested in how the growing instability might benefit her. When she and Eryx are both invited to a private gathering of influential nobles, she sees her opening. Together they observe who is restless, who is angry, and who is too stupid to hide their treasonous thoughts. Court politics aren't just heated, they're practically simmering. Through these carefully orchestrated events, Chrysantha and Eryx become an unofficial partnership, a duo of elegant manipulators drifting through the palace with the grace of predators and the patience of spiders spinning silk. Their banter sharpens, their alliance strengthens, and the unspoken tension between them becomes increasingly impractical to ignore. Eryx clearly sees potential in Chrysantha, well, not just romantically, but politically. And that is far more dangerous, because while Chrysantha is used to being admired, she's not used to being understood. Eryx sees her ambition, her intelligence, and her hunger for control, and instead of fearing it, he matches it. But court life is not all flirtation and political games. Someone is feeding information to the rebels, someone with access, someone close. And the moment Chrysantha realizes she might be standing shoulder to shoulder with men and women who would love to see the monarchy fall, she also realizes something else. If the kingdom burns, she'll burn with it, unless she chooses the right side, or makes her own. As unrest grows beyond whispers and into organized rebellion, the palace tightens security. But Chrysantha has never been the type to stay safely behind locked doors. While others cling to caution, she moves through the court like a brightly dressed fox in a henhouse, listening, observing, and manipulating with the softness of silk and the precision of a scalpel. And it's a good thing she does, because trouble arrives quickly. One night, during what should be a dull, overly decorated ball full of nobles pretending their world isn't collapsing, a masked assassin slips into the palace. The attack is fast, silent, and aimed with lethal intent. Not at the king, not at the queen, but at someone the rebels consider a much easier target, Chrysantha. Apparently, being politically brilliant, unapologetically ambitious, and actively involved in royal affairs puts a girl on the wrong kind of lists. The assassin makes it within striking distance before Eryx intervenes. Not heroically. No, of course not. He simply positions himself in such a way that Chrysantha is forced into his arms the instant danger appears. Convenient? Yes. Intentional? Absolutely. Effective? Very. The two dispatch the threat with clean efficiency. Chrysantha using skill, Eryx using strength, proving they function disturbingly well as a team. The body is dealt with quietly, the music never stops, and the nobles remain blissfully unaware. But the message is clear. Someone doesn't just want the monarchy destabilized, they want Chrysantha removed from the board. Eryx insists on staying close to her for protection. Chrysantha pretends to resist, but everyone knows she doesn't. Their partnership shifts into something sharper. Part alliance, part flirtation, part reluctant dependence, wrapped in a thick layer of mutual annoyance. As they investigate the assassination attempt, Chrysantha uncovers more than she bargained for. The rebellion is not a disorganized cluster of angry merchants. It's a coordinated operation, complete with wealthy nobles funding it, spies planted throughout the palace, and messengers slipping through the city like shadows. Worse, someone close to the royal family is feeding the rebels information. Eryx, ever observant, notices Chrysantha's growing unease and begins sharing more of his own secrets. Carefully, strategically, revealing just enough to keep her intrigued without ever giving her complete control. It's maddening, it's effective. It's borderline romantic. Chrysantha realizes two things. She is officially in over her head. She would rather die than let anyone else outmaneuver her, and with assassins creeping through the palace and Eryx growing far too close for comfort, the game is no longer just political. It's personal. The assassination attempt changes everything. Chrysantha is no longer simply navigating court politics, she's become an active target. And while many women in her position would faint, hide, or beg for guards, Chrysantha does what Chrysantha always does. She doubles down. If someone wants her dead, she wants to know who, why, and how soon she can destroy them back. And Eryx? Oh, Eryx is absolutely delighted by this new development. Not the someone tried to kill you part. No, he's not a monster. But the part where Chrysantha allows him to stay close. Strategically, of course. Entirely political. Completely unromantic. Obviously, their alliance becomes tighter, sharper, and significantly more dangerous. The two begin conducting private investigations, slipping away from social events, interrogating the right people, bribing the wrong people, and spending far too many late-night hours plotting in empty corridors. The palace starts whispering. And honestly, they should. Two ambitious, manipulative masterminds walking around together is basically the aristocratic version of lighting a fuse and hoping the explosion is pretty. But beneath the political scheming, something else begins to simmer, something neither of them planned for. Chemistry. Real chemistry, the kind that makes people stupid. Eryx begins lowering his walls, revealing hints of the truth he's been hiding since the moment he set foot in the kingdom. He isn't just here on diplomatic business, he's here on personal business. Business involving loyalty, legacy, and a political agenda that could change the kingdom's future. He confesses, carefully but sincerely, that he sees greatness in Chrysantha. Not because she's beautiful or powerful, but because she's brilliant, unyielding, and capable of reshaping the entire political landscape if she chooses. It's the kind of admission that would make most noble women swoon. Chrysantha does not swoon. She evaluates the statement for leverage. Still, she feels something shift. She hates that. feelings are inconvenient, messy, and dangerously unprofitable. But even she can't deny that Eryx fits her, not as a savior, not as a lover, but as an equal, and that is far harder to resist than flirtation. Meanwhile, the rebellion escalates. Attacks intensify. Another noble family falls under suspicion. Pressure mounts on the monarchy, and with Alessandra and Callias overwhelmed, Chrysantha steps in more boldly than ever before, inserting herself into council matters like she was born for it. Because she was. She stands on the edge of something enormous, a chance at real influence, a partnership that could change the kingdom, and a man who matches her move for move, which is terrifying, exhilarating, and infuriating all at once. One thing is certain, whatever happens next, Chrysantha is done being ornamental. She's ready to rule. The tension in the palace has finally snapped. It's no longer just whispers and shadows, it's open war. Chrysantha has unearthed the truth. The man she's been dancing around, Eryx Deimos, claiming to be her late husband's heir, turns out he's got more secrets than the entire court combined. At first, Eryx seems like the perfect pawn for her master plan, handsome, charming, and conveniently offering to hand over fortunes. Chrysantha plots to use him, play him like a violin, with the goal of seizing everything and sending him packing into obscurity. But as she digs deeper, she sniffs out the betrayal. Eryx is not powerless, not naive, and certainly not simply her tool. He hides a legacy of his own, one tied to supernatural powers and a vendetta that might destroy the kingdom or elevate it. Meanwhile, Chrysantha's drive shifts. The rebellion outside the palace walls grows, and the court begins to fracture. Former allies hiss like snakes. Even Chrysantha's sister Alessandra, now queen, becomes a ledger line in the list of what Chrysantha must consider, family or foe. The stakes? Her power? Her autonomy? Her survival? Because in a world where crowns come with risks and shadows hide swords, ambition is just code for never trust the walls. The ultimate betrayal arrives when Chrysantha uncovers who has been leaking secrets to the rebellion, and it isn't the obvious patriotic noble she'd keep an eye on. It's someone she trusted, someone who smiled at her side while sharpening a dagger. The reveal hits her like ice. Her scheming haven is exposed, and the game board flips. Suddenly she is both hunter and hunted, and then there's Eryx. He confesses more than she anticipated. His power has cost him, his trust has been broken before, and his motives? Mixed. He eventually hands her the choice, not only to save him, but to decide whether to destroy him or stand beside him. Cue internal meltdown. Chrysantha must ask, do I murder the threat or marry the danger? The answer isn't clean, absolutely not. Chrysantha stands on the edge of transformation. Not just duchess, not just schemer, but a queen in every sense. But to step into that throne, she must accept that love and power may come as a single, lethal package. Everything has been leading to this moment. The rebellion erupts into full force, loyalties shatter like cheap glassware, and Chrysantha finally sees the world for what it is, a battlefield wrapped in silk and etiquette. The palace is no longer a nest of gossip. It's a war zone disguised with chandeliers. The traitor's identity throws the entire court into spiral. Someone she trusted stood beside her while selling secrets that could have gotten her killed. And because Chrysantha is Chrysantha, she doesn't panic. She strategizes. Fear is for people without backup plans. She has 12. Meanwhile, Eryx steps out of the shadows with the truth fully exposed. His lineage, his power, his potential claim, everything. He puts his ambition on the table just as boldly as she puts hers on the throne, and unlike most men in the palace, he doesn't flinch when he sees her for who she truly is, sharp, relentless, calculating, and capable of much more than society ever allowed. Together, they dismantle the rebellion's final strike, not with romance, not with soft promises, but with precision, intelligence, and the kind of teamwork that makes their enemies deeply regret being alive. When the rebellion leader is exposed and dealt with, Chrysantha doesn't need applause. She needs results. And she gets them. With the kingdom finally stabilizing, Chrysantha faces her ultimate choice. Power alone. Or power with someone equally dangerous. Eryx offers partnership. Not dominance, not rescue, but equality in ambition. It's the one thing she never expected and the only thing she cannot dismiss. In a brilliantly calculated final move, she claims her rightful title. She steps into her new role not as a pawn, not as a decoration, but as a ruler in her own right. Her life is no longer defined by what society permits, it's defined by what she takes. Eryx stands at her side, not over her, not in front of her, but beside her, like the perfect dangerous match she never asked for, but absolutely deserves. Together, they are not a love story. They are a political force, a refined, unstoppable duo, a warning to anyone foolish enough to challenge them. Chrysantha Stathos didn't just survive the court. She conquered it, elegantly, strategically, and without apology. Long live the queen forged in ambition, and the kingdom now smart enough to fear her. So, what did you think of The Darkness Within Us? The book where ambition becomes a weapon, romance becomes strategy, and a queen rises without anyone's permission. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell because next time we dive into another story filled with danger, drama, and deeply questionable decision making. See you there, schemers.